Hello everyone, it's Noe. Welcome back to a new video, and this time I'm here with a new i-dle fan art, more specifically a Soyeon fan art, and I'm very excited to show you what this drawing is about, because this is my first time officially drawing Soyeon. It was about time I drew her, to be honest. I was dying to, so I'm very happy I did. So, without further ado, let's get into it. As most of you can probably tell already, if you are a i-dle fan like me, this drawing was inspired by the song Nude, song which is the title of the new mini album that i-dle released some days ago. So this drawing was intended to be some sort of like a resume of the entire song. Like, I thought to myself, okay, if this song was a drawing, if I could just picture this song in one single frame, what would this frame be? The song Nude, which was written by Soyeon, is like an empowerment song for women and for celebrities in general, but specifically for women, because it was inspired by Marilyn Monroe mostly. I don't think I need to explain who Marilyn Monroe was, but basically she was a famous American actress who was famous around the 1950s, and she was pictured as like the sexiest woman alive. She was like the sex symbol of the era. And this song criticizes society in that sense of how women always get objectified and sexualized by their bodies, which are just bodies. They are not perverted. We all have bodies. We are all born without clothes, and the pervert part comes from the crowds. It's them that make bodies perverted, if that makes sense. So the song goes and talks about like the hardships of being a famous woman and having to face all of these difficulties of criticism, of judgment, and how it's kind of hypocritical because, like I mentioned before, we all have bodies. So there's no need to go around and make them perverted because they aren't. It's a song about embracing oneself and one's body, trying to say, okay, everyone else, everyone's opinions. I don't need anyone else's opinion but mine. So to make all of this into one single drawing, what I thought was that I could make Soyeon some sort of performer from the 1950s, just like Marilyn Monroe was. So I chose a backstage setting in which we can see this performer, Soyeon, kind of getting ready to go on stage for a performance. I haven't decided if she's an actress or a singer or just a dancer. I think she could be a dancer. I mean, she's great at everything, so maybe she's all of these things. And she's looking at her reflection, like trying to get rid of all the imperfections in the last minute. But because I like making things deep, I decided to make some sort of metaphorical mirror, two dimensions, two different worlds separated by a mirror, some sort of that thing. So we can see the real Soyeon, who has her back towards us as to show vulnerability. She's not looking at the viewer's eyes. Instead, we can only see her backside, which is stabbed with arrows, and the arrows are here to represent all of these hardships that an artist has to kind of hide before going on stage. How all of the criticism affects the artist, in this case a woman. But in the reflection, of course, because of the pose she's in, we cannot see the arrows. So the mirror here plays the part of showing the desired reality, the reality that the artist, in this case a woman, wants to show. And we also have the color symbolism. Everything is in black and white, but the reflection has to say, okay, the real me is like upset with everything that's happening, but because I have to put on a show, I will make it in color, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. Soyeon is the one that's good with words. I am not. I am good at drawing. And then in the mirror we can also see some taped notes, which are kind of contradicting. That's the idea I wanted to give off, because the note on top says, okay, you have to act dumb, you have to be sexy, you have to smile and nod, and like everything a man tells you is like, okay, yes, thank you. But then the note underneath is a reminder that she's a self-made woman, which is a phrase from a part of the lyrics of the song Nude that I just had to include, because it's like the perfect phrase to go in contrast with the rules that a woman in the 1950s has to follow if she's considered a sex symbol. And then in the little table that Soyeon has with her makeup, her perfume, her lipstick, there's a magazine, which is a reference, like a direct reference to the album I Love that i-dle released. It has one of the covers from the album, and on the back side there's another cover, and there's also like a R-rated, as if the magazine was like for adults. And there's also the phrase of like the rumors of i-dle like disbanding and stuff, which was also included in one of the videos from the songs. I think it was Dog File. Yes, I think so. So it's like you know, Soyeon getting ready to perform, having all of these worries on top of her shoulders, both the arrows and like the magazine, which is like almost falling from the table, as if she's like, okay, let's get through this. Yeah, it's like the reality that celebrities have to face, the persona mask they have to put on before going on stage. I only have 10 minutes, but I honestly could talk about this song for hours. But since I do not have time, I hope that I didn't miss any important details. But that's up to you if you want to discover them or not. So I hope I was able to picture this vintage Moulin Rouge concept in a good way. And here I am finishing the drawing, finally. Oh god, the color part took me so long. And for what? Color is difficult. Here I am signing the drawing. You will see that it took me a little bit of time to get the day right, because it was like past midnight, so I was like, I hesitated at first. But yeah, always remember to sign and date your work. And in a few seconds we will be seeing the final product. Here we go. Ta-da! I really hope you like this, and I hope to see you soon.